Hey fellow explorers, today I'm at El Pueblo de Los Angeles. This is the birthplace of the city of angels, Los Angeles, and I'm gonna turn the camera out so you can see what I can see. This neighborhood is centered around this bandstand right here. Kind of the hub of it is OLVERA Street, which we're gonna walk down. We are 1 block from Union Station, so it's really close to get to. And this statue right here, King Carlos III of Spain, he was the one that in the 1700s established El Pueblo de Los Angeles. And I'm here right at the beginning of November, and so they are celebrating the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, with all these different very colorful exhibits remembering people who have passed on. This is definitely a very popular attraction in Los Angeles. About 2 million people visit annually, a lot of them school groups. You'll see there are a lot of school groups here today with the big yellow bus right over there. So this plaza, there's often like performances at that bandstand, and then the shopping street is right down this way. We're gonna walk down one side of the shopping street, which has Los Angeles's oldest house, and it has most of the restaurants on this side, and then we're gonna walk down the other side, which has most of the bigger shops. Now, this thing is lined with shops. There's all these little shops right here and kind of these little wooden huts where you can pick up traditional Mexican goods like leather, purses, bags, shirts, pants. Get yourself a colorful bag right here, or perhaps even a little devil. And as we go this way, I will say I'm filming this on a Friday, right about lunchtime, and so it's not too busy here yet. When this gets really busy is on Saturdays and Sundays. In that case, you're going to be shoulder to shoulder with everybody down here. Here's a neat little restaurant, La Noche Buena. You can get combination plate with like a taco, tamale, and a taquito for 12 bucks here. See them cook it up, that little spot. Eat right there on the side. It's not the only restaurant here. There's a lot more, so take a look at them all before you pick the one that you're gonna eat at. We've got some slingshots here for the kids, some little puppets right there, some marionette puppets, and this is the oldest house in Los Angeles, built in 1818. It is a museum with free admission. It doesn't get any better than that. And so as we come in here, we can see this kind of like cool preserved adobe ground. This is how a lot of the kind of Spanish houses in the day were built. This adobe or clay brick with a main courtyard in the middle. If you visit San Diego in the south, they have a very big Old Town State Park in San Diego that has a number of these restored, preserved adobe structures. And if you are looking for a restroom, you will find restrooms right in there. We don't need to shoot the restrooms because that might just be weird. And then the part of the adobe that you can go in is right over here, where you've got like an old bed and some old chairs. So it's let's see, let's actually try to do this from the right side that we go in, instead of being that guy who walks in through the exit. Nobody likes that guy. So we'll come in here. This is the entrance to the actual museum part of the adobe. Hello.
Welcome.
This is the family room. We've got the dining room table with a violin over on the side and a guitar. And their marriage license was just in the back from 1822. There's an old desk. There's a saddle for their horse. There's a player piano. There's the main bedroom right here. What's that look like? That's a really tall bed. Wash basin, so they could wash themselves since there was probably no running water. This was the parlor, the entertainment room. And then over here is that room that was the children's room. So this is where the children lived. Their little bed right here and their little wooden crib right there. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think I like life in the 2000s perhaps better than living in the 1800s. I always really appreciate like the people that came to these what were remote places back in the day. They cooked back here. This was the kitchen, and then this brings us back out to OLVERA Street. So yeah, you know, growing up in the 80s in California, we always played the game Oregon Trail, which was this like game where you pretended to be a settler, and you like went across the U.S. from the East Coast to the West Coast, and ultimately just ended up like dying every time you played it, of like typhoid, flu, or getting mauled by a bear. I don't know, there were lots of ways that I always died in Oregon Trail. All right, another one of the biggest restaurants is Paseo Inn. They have a sign that says they are the best rated tableside guacamole on Yelp. How is it? I don't know. I've not had it. They also have menudo on Saturdays and Sunday. Rico menudo, as she says. All right, thank you very much. You can tell I am not a menudo eater. Down here, there's another set of restrooms down here. If you didn't use the ones in the Adobe, or those were too big. There's a really big piñata right there. Piñata! The piñata culture is for people's birthdays. You fill those things up with candy, and then you try to hit them with a bat and get the candy out. Here's a big fountain. You can make your wishes by tossing some coins in the fountain. You can get yourself a big Mexican-style lei. And definitely some people who are visiting with their cameras. Very excited to be here. Another little taco shop, similar to that one we saw before. Mexican candy shop, where you can get some Mexican candy over here. So things like Takis, these things, mango things, corn nuts, chips. You know, all the things that like elementary school kids that are here on a field trip love and can spend about $2 on. Juanita's E2O. They've pretty similar menus at most of these little places, I will say. And then this is seating for Cielito Lindo, which is world famous taquitos established in 1934. There we go, that's cool. So, I mean, even like looking at their stove right here, like this does look like something from 1934, where they'd fry up those taquitos. One taquito, $2.50. 3 taquitos, $9.75. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and walk up the other side of the street. There's another restaurant down here. This one says that it was founded in 1947, Las Anitas. And here, if you want to get some fancy dresses, you can get those at OLVERITAS. OLVERA Street, OLVERITAS, cute, OLVERA. And there's another museum up here that we're gonna check out, that you can see another one of the old houses. In fact, the Sepulveda house, there's a Sepulveda Boulevard owing itself to one of the earliest families here in Los Angeles. Also, it's kind of neat, there's a lot of, this is like a heavily policed and secure area, so you'll notice if you've been to some parts of downtown LA that look fairly sketchy, you don't really have to be worried. Down here on OLVERA Street, it's quite safe feeling with all the patrols here. All right, in fact, as I was doing the intro to my scene here, one of the security guards was like, what's that camera that I put up there? Okay, so there's a museum up here, the American Tropical Interpretive Center. There's a observation deck on the top that you can go to. It's free admission to go in there, but they tell you about this Sepulveda house and the Sepulveda block, which I'll let you read when you come here, but they show you Senora Sepulveda's kitchen back here. A lot of glare on that window, but some of the old furniture out here. And then we can walk through this room, which has the kind of like original wooden floors, and then look in the bedroom. Let's see if we can get this without glare. I like this bed right here too, because this bed actually has like a roof on it. I really wonder, like, why did beds back in the day have to have a roof on them, you know? I don't know. I get why they were like raised up so far to, you know, keep themselves away from bugs and keep themselves away from drafts, but I don't get why they needed a roof. This shop is called Casa California, and here they've got some more puppets and, You've got skeletons hanging there, crosses, lots of cool, intricate decorations in here. If you didn't get to wish in the fountain before, they have the OLVERA Street wishing well on the right. Neat trees that have likely been here for hundreds of years in the middle. This is a Murillo leather shop. Everything's made of leather in here. Yeah, and it just like, it has this like amazing like leather scent to everything from that fresh leather. And I heard some people going in saying it is all about the leather. It's all about the leather. For the Day of the Dead, here's kind of another Day of the Dead setup that they got here. So if you're like picking a time to come to this neighborhood, like I would definitely recommend, you know, end of October, early November, so you can see all the Day of the Dead decorations. I think that's when it's most decorated, in fact. Another gift shop, you can pick up your postcards, your magnets, or even stop in an ATM if perhaps you need one. If you're here on a hot day, you might want to get some shave ice. This store specializes in snow cones and a big ice thing right there. And then here on the right, the final big restaurant that's a part of this street. They specialize in ceviche, and they also, you can store your luggage. So kind of a like fast casual setup that you walk in, you stand in line, and you order at the counter. But let me tell you, it looks good and it smells good too. You can eat inside or you can eat out here on the patio. And now that we're out here, you can hear some music being played out there on that bandstand. And this is a donkey. You can take some pictures of hats. No freebies here, but for $15 for one picture or two for $20, you can get your picture here. I love this. It says it's ready in 2 Mexican minutes. It doesn't matter how many people in your picture. No freebies, no selfies, no nada. So there we go. I guess it's okay to record it like this as long as I'm not on it. So there you go. I give you and your donkey a little bit of free advertising. I like this guy and his bike with the Mexican flag going by. It's just like a really cheerful place to be. And here we see the site of that music with some people in the back doing a little bit of a dance. All right, well, fellow explorers, if your travels bring you to Los Angeles, then you might enjoy checking out some of my other walking tours. I've got one right here for Chinatown, which is right next door, and one right here for Little Tokyo. Those are two more of my favorite neighborhoods right next to this one. As usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in one of those videos.